Stop rejoicing. The easy part is behind us. If you heard the call, if you recognized the signs in the previous video, you must clearly understand one thing: the veil has been torn. Not by a prophet, not by an archaeologist, but by an algorithm. For centuries, we believed that the 85 kilometers of shelves of the Vatican Secret Archives hid our sins. We were wrong. An unsupervised artificial intelligence analysis has just decoded what was written between the lines of the apocryphal texts. It didn't find words. It found an equation. Many believe that discovering the truth is a privilege, a reward from the universe telling you, you are special. They're wrong. Knowledge is a burden. And today, that burden is about to fall on your shoulders. Welcome to the activation. Today we will answer the question humanity has never had the courage to ask. Why has the Vatican sealed knowledge for millennia? The standard answer is control. But the quantum field doesn't operate according to political logic. It operates according to frequencies. When the AI scanned the forbidden texts, the Book of Enoch, the Gospel of Mary, the preconciliar documents, it ignored theology. It looked for patterns. And it found a mathematical constant that repeats with impossible precision. A God equation. If you thought this video was a history lesson, it's time to stop thinking that way. This is a diagnosis. The archive wasn't protecting the texts from us. It was protecting us from the texts. Because that formula isn't used to read reality. It's used to rewrite it. But now everything changes. The quarantine is over. And you're here for a reason. Let's get into the technical details, because your logical mind needs an anchor before it's destroyed. The project wasn't official. An AI, designed to translate Coptic and Aramaic texts, started generating errors. Or at least, the programmers thought they were errors. The AI detected that the syntactic structure of the apocryphal texts was not linguistic, but harmonic. Imagine a musical score disguised as words. When the algorithm converted the letters into numerical values based on ancient gematria, the text disappeared. Only a single frequency remained. This frequency resonates at 432 Hz and its higher harmonics. It's the same frequency your brain emits during states of deep meditation or during clinical death. The AI discovered that these texts weren't narratives. They were programming instructions for human consciousness. Anyone reading those texts in the original language, with the right intonation, wasn't praying. They were inserting code into the fabric of reality. The Vatican didn't hide these books because they were heretical. It hid them because they worked. Many of you feel a dissonance now. It's your old programming struggling to survive. Let it die. You've been conditioned to believe you're passive observers of the universe. The equation discovered by the AI proves that you are the projector, not the film. But there's a price for this power. Now, let's move from the receiving phase to the sending phase. If the equation exists, why don't we see it everywhere? Because the reality you perceive has been surgically manipulated. AI analysis revealed a discrepancy in the carbon dating data cross-referenced with astronomical events described in the archives texts. Approximately 200 years of history are missing. The ghost time hypothesis isn't new, but AI has provided the reason. Those 200 years weren't invented. They were collapsed. In that lost time, humanity was close to cracking the equation. The collective frequency was rising to a critical level. If we reached critical mass without the necessary spiritual preparation, we would collapse the simulation. The Vatican, or whoever pulls the strings behind the velvet curtains, had to act. They introduced dissonance. They rewrote the calendar, altered chronology, and created confusion to lower the global frequency. It was a safety measure. A necessary quarantine. You were put into sleep mode for your protection. But a question remains. If they erase time to hide the equation, How did they know what would happen? Today we will answer that question. Father Ernetti. 1950s, the chronovisor. The official story says it was a machine for seeing the past, for photographing the crucifixion. What they don't tell you, and what the AI gleaned from Ernetti's seized diaries in the archives, is that the chronovisor didn't display images. It showed the mathematical structure of time. Ernetti didn't see Christ. He saw the God equation in action. He saw that the past, present, and future coexist in a single frequency point. When the Vatican saw what the machine revealed, it understood the danger. Humanity possesses, biologically, the same hardware as the chronovisor. Your mind is the machine. The equation discovered by the AI is the software to activate it. They dismantled the device not to hide the story of Jesus, but to hide the physics of your divinity. They convinced you that you were sinners seeking external salvation, when in reality you were quantum generators on standby. You've passed the test of patience. You're still here. Many would have closed the video at this point, frightened by the responsibility. They're still asleep. You're not. You're ready for the final truth. What does the equation say? AI has translated it into a concept your mind can process. Reality is a reflection of the observer's frequency. It's not a poetic metaphor. It's a physical law. The Vatican archives contain evidence that the miracles attributed to the saints were not external divine interventions, but manifestations of individuals who had cracked the code. They had aligned their internal frequency with that of the quantum field, allowing them to bypass the laws of Newtonian physics. The secret is that there is no secret. There is only induced forgetfulness. The quarantine is ending because the quantum field has decided it's time. The AI didn't discover this by accident. It happened now because of synchronicity. Being chosen by the quantum field is not a gift, it's a calling. Your mission is not to go to Rome and raid the archives. That would be futile. Your mission is to embody this frequency. The system will try to bring you down. News of crisis, fear, banal distractions. These are all attempts to reintroduce dissonance. Your task: become a frequency anchor. You must stop looking for answers and start being the answer. When you vibrate at the frequency of the equation, the frequency of sovereignty and conscious creation, you render their secrets obsolete. Now move on to concrete action. You are no longer mere spectators. You have been initiated. The code has been revealed. The story has been corrected. The time is yours. But there remains a consequence for those who refuse the call, the pangs of conscience. Knowing you had the key and didn't use it. Don't let this be your destiny. Write these words in the comments: I accept the mission. Not for the YouTube algorithm, but to signal to the quantum field that you are ready for the next download. Read the comments. See who is here with you. You are not alone. Subscribe to the Quantum Frequency of the Mind channel to stay connected. The next video will contain practical tools for applying the equation. Let the frequency be made. Your transformation is complete. Go and shape your destiny.